Hey guys, so today I wanted to go over my duo build for Spider 20. I use Tyrant Ixlimor and Miscreated Monster, aka Frank. I wanted to show off this easy build. I shouldn't say easy. I wanted to show off this little bit more endgame build that actually allows you to two-man the spider so that you can take 3 food with you while you're farming. So lately when I've been farming spider overnight, I set up for like 75 battles. I put 3 rank 4s in, and then by the morning they're all level 40 and they're ready to be turned into 5-star chickens. So this isn't the easiest build in the world, I would say. To be honest, my goal was for Tyrant to solo spider. So my build for Tyrant is probably tougher than it needs to be because I am trying to solo spider, but I wasn't quite there yet. So because I'm not quite there yet with my gear, or at least the gear I've chosen to level up at the moment, I want to at least show off how you can use Frank and Tyrant to duo the spider. Alright, so I'm going to show you my builds first. Now, again, this was to solo spider, and it's very close, very close. So the thing here is what I really need to do to be a solo spider is I need to get my crit rate up and probably allow some defense to tank here. I feel like the crit rate is a little bit more necessary than I originally thought with using lifesteal, so that way the healing can proc a little bit better with that War Master proc, and also when it crits, when War Master doesn't hit. So that's also very helpful for his A1. His A1, he heals based on damage inflicted. So 25% of the damage inflicted. So the more damage he does, the more he's going to heal himself. And that'll help him stay alive. Now, one thing that's really important when dealing with this kind of a build, with trying to solo, I was trying to focus on resistance as well. So I did have a goal around 300. It seemed when it was only at like 280, he still got quite a bit of poisons on him, and also got slept. So we're looking at 300 with this build here. Again, this is aiming towards solo. So I'm sure you can get away with the duo with him and Frank with a little bit lower stats than this, because Frank is such good support. I mean, the shields that he puts on is fantastic. You probably could get away with much lower HP than this to duo the spider with Frank. I think I'm hoping still to work on my Tyrant using probably regen gear instead of lifesteal gear, maybe to not rely on those hard hits to heal as much. That might be something I try, or I might just have to wait till I get just the right combination of gear to where I can get my crit rate up without completely tanking the rest of the build, which I've had a hard time. It's either like 3000 flat and 90% crit rate, or it's what I have now. I can't really find a middle ground without destroying some of my other stats, so I'll get to that solo build eventually, and of course I'll put a video out, but for now we are going to show duo. So here's my Frank again. He is maxed out. Oh, sorry, here's my Tyrant. Alright, I do have his Masteries set here. He is set with, I really like this for the boosted speed if he kills a bunch of spiderlings, and then he can go quick again. We got down to War Master for those procs, but just like thinking about clan boss, if you're trying to lifesteal off a big boss like spider, clan boss, etc., those War Master procs really help. And then here we have some Lore Steel to really help boost the stats. This doesn't hurt for the turn meter reduction for also all levels of the game, and of course increased speed for each dead ally. So if Frank did die, you'd be good, but Frank's not gonna die. We don't have to worry about that really here. But in any event, the 3 people that going along with him and Frank, they will die. So this does help. Alright. So now let me get myself back over here, and we are going to show you my Miscreated Monster. Now, I didn't build him anything special for this. I just let him be what he was. I actually have him in a deflection set. So he 20% HP, 20% defense, and 25% chance to deflect a debuff onto the attacker. This is something that's worked really well for him so far, and I was still able to get my set stats pretty solid. My defense is certainly lacking, but I have no trouble keeping him alive. His shields are fantastic, and he's a great champion. 64,000 HP, 100% crit because you do want him to hit hard. I could work on getting his crit damage up. His accuracy's fine. I did not build him with resist for this in particular, but I didn't really need to, it seemed. Because of those shields are so good that he puts up, you really don't need to worry about the resist as much. If it was solo, yes. Oop, let me show Masteries again really quick, sorry. Let's go back here, and Masteries. I did have this geared more toward the idea of faction wars, so I wanted him to have every chance possible to place that stun. So getting through those annoying Valk Wave and faction wars, he needs to stun. So that was just on there to help boost those chances. But you could also build him with a War Master and damage offense tree as well. Alright, so let's get into it. Okay, so this is an example. Last night I didn't do as many as I had planned because I didn't have as much energy saved up. But I was running 3 epics with no gear, they're just purely for food on both of these characters, with both of these characters as we're discussing here, Tyrant and Frank. So I'm going to show you this run. And one thing that's great about Frank and his shields is he will help keep these squishy, not geared people alive longer than he probably should. I mean, they are really the shields are really, really helpful. So the spiderlings are going to, of course, attack these people that have no HP before they're going to attack Tyrant or Frank. So everyone's going to stay alive quite a long time. And this is a pretty quick run, all things considered. We are farming. It's not a speed run by any means. So you see 1 down already. That's okay. But they don't need anyone else. They don't need anyone else. So this is full auto. It takes a second to kind of get going. But you'll see, look at the size of that shield that was on Frank and Tyrant. Look at that shield. Massive shield. They're not dying. Alright. So they're hitting. The poisons are going straight on those squishy people that are there for food. It doesn't have to be epics. You could do this with any champions. I'll let this play. It's only a couple minute run. Those HP burns are the key. I mean, AoE HP burn for Spider is amazing. Tyrant is the best for it. You could ask for. He stays alive well. He self heals. You could use him certainly in a normal comp as well. It doesn't have to be this fancy duo or solo type build. So we're a minute in, halfway down in the health. And okay, now just them left. Just them left. You can see though Tyrant's got the lower HP, but he's taken the hits from the spiderlings, but he's not really getting poisoned. Only 1 poison on him right now. Not so bad. Oh, Frank's getting low, but then the shields come back up and he's not gonna die. We're at 1 minute and 50 seconds. There we go, under 2 minutes. Now this is under 2 minutes while farming 3 chickens for you. So this is a great way to wake up in the morning and have 3 people ready to turn into 5-star chickens, ready to go. Now I want to show you what I was talking about before I exit out here. Let me show you what I meant when I'm close on a solo. So I'll show you, let's see, he has no gear on him, he needs to be farmed. Let's get him going. So I'm not quite there yet. I'm almost there. I'm still in debate if I'm going to do a regen set or just try to get this build better, but probably depends on how my regen gear rolls when I do decide to work on it. But for right now, I'm honestly just happy with Frank and Tyrant duoing the spider and having 3 food items. Sure, I'd love to wake up with 4 level 4, or sorry, rank 4, 40 chickens, but it's okay. So see, he's not getting too many poison procs, so the resistance is showing well. The problem is, alright, he's getting pretty low. Let's watch his next hit. Boom. Barely even healed. Barely healed. Now if he had some crit rate, that might have been a different story, and now he's going to die. Well, maybe not. Not yet. I haven't had this be successful once, unfortunately. It could be one of those things that RNG sometimes it works, but without the crit, he doesn't heal on that A1 very often, as much as he could possibly. I mean, the A2, yes, when he does the AoE, that's a lot of damage. He heals fully, but the A1, he really needs to heal on that as well. So we're a minute and a half in. Staying alive, doing better this time than usual. Only a couple poisons on him. But if he was healing with those A1 smacks, he'd be in a lot better place right now. And the spider is back at half health, not so good, and he has a poison on him. There we go. Come on, Tyrant. You cannot do it. Close. So one thing I'm missing, it's either, I think either a regen set and not worrying about crit rate, or a regen set and, or excuse me, a lifesteal gear and crit rate. It's possible this is gonna work actually. This might be my first successful run. Okay, maybe this can work. Yeah, well, I did it. I wasn't intending to do it, but yeah, as you can see, it's really risky. It's failed every time, so this is definitely not a 100% Tyrant solo build, but it can do it. I'm close. Just try to get that crit rate up, but I hope you guys saw this as an example and can play around with Tyrant if you haven't tried doing this already. Try regen gear, try lifesteal gear, hell, try stalwart gear. I've seen that as well. Just having damage mitigation really helps. But thank you guys for watching. Go play around with Tyrant Ixlimor. Don't let him sit in your vault.